Hey everyone, Dan Power here with Destiny Video Productions. Just wanted to take a little time and show you guys an easy way to start a business from the ground up. It can be something as small as selling things on social media platforms to eBay, on Amazon, anything like that, or it can be as complex as building a service industry business. No matter what you're doing, this model can apply to anything that you're doing. And first and foremost, it has to be passionate. The product or service you need or want, you have to be passionate about it. It won't come to real life and to fruition if it's not something you're passionate about and it's not a product or service you believe in. So it has to start with a dream. And with that, you have to be willing to do these simple steps in order to make things happen, and it's really not all that hard. um, the biggest thing you like I said you have to do is you have to start a dream and get that dream on paper. Write it down what you want your business to be. Come start with a company name, like I did with Destiny Video Productions. This is my fourth little small business I've started. I own and operate Destiny Lacrosse Company as well, and formerly had Power Inspections, doing property inspections for insurance companies. And that all started, like I said, with a dream. It's something I was passionate about, and it was something I like to do. And I put that dream on paper and went from there. Now, once you have that dream, the next thing you need to do is you need to come up with a plan. And this plan is all encompassing, and it's called a business development plan. And in a few seconds here, I'll show you a copy of a business plan that I did a few years back, after the Minnesota Swarm professional lacrosse team here in Minnesota left. Uh, I put together a business plan to try to bring the team back. I put this business plan together and pitched it to potential investors. This was a large scale project. Your business doesn't need to be necessarily on that large of a scale, but the business plan um, is all the same anyway. So let's get ready, and I'll show you that business development plan, and we'll get you starting on your new dream and your new business.
Here at Destiny Lacrosse Company, we're committed to providing quality experience for our athletes. We offer camps to middle school and high school programs. Want to improve a particular skill? Sign up for one of our small group or individual shooting, defense, or goalie clinics. We provide quality and trained staff and a fun place to play. Dan Power is the owner of Destiny Lacrosse Company, and you can reach him at destinylacrosse@gmail.com. And be sure to check out our website, www.destinylacrossecompany.webs.com. Destiny Lacrosse, where's your future going?
Welcome back, everyone. Dan Power here of Destiny Video Productions. We were talking about getting that dream and idea onto paper earlier in what we call a business development plan, and the one I'm about to show you is pretty involved and pretty encompassing. Like I said, I developed this business development plan to pitch to investors to bring back a professional lacrosse team back to Minnesota. So it is a little bit in depth, and maybe more in depth than you need to do for your business, but it'll give you a good outline nonetheless. I'll pull it up here for you guys right now, and we can take a look. So right here, you can see how I kind of outlined it. Business development plan, bringing back the National Cross League to Minnesota. So you want a catchy title, as you're going to be presenting this to either banks or potential investors, anybody that you want involved in your business. And it's important to start with a vision statement. And a vision statement is just briefly stating what you want to do and why you want to do it. So in this case, you can see in 2015, uh, the Minnesota Swarm left Minnesota, and in short, I wanted to bring them back. And why I wanted to bring them back is because I love lacrosse, I love the Swarm, and I wanted to be involved in bringing them back. The next thing that is important is everybody that will be involved in your business, to highlight a little bit about them, just a quick little resume about anybody involved. If it's just you, you can leave it just as that. You can kind of see some of my bio right there. So, with this being a lacrosse project, it was important that that I highlighted industry specific background, information, so you can see all my lacrosse experience there as well. My partner in the matter, for this particular one, because it was a professional sports team and we needed lots of things involved, including a venue and where to put that in the state of Minnesota. The Swarm played at the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, but we weren't necessarily sure that was the greatest fit for us. So we did what's called an economic assessment, and this just tells why your business would be a good fit in whatever community you want it to be in. If you're going to be in multiple communities, if you're going to cross state lines, if you're going to do international business, economic assessment is always important to have in the beginning, because it lets your investors know, or the bank know, that you've done your homework into the background and in the communities you're going to be working, to make sure there's a market for your product or service, and that is really important, um, to do research on, to make sure that your business can be sustained in the area that you want to do business in. Um, in our case, this was Minnesota based in nature, but we were also looking for TV markets, so social media broadcasting markets. We wanted our game televised, so we were looking for TV contracts and things like that. Um, the next big thing, your cash flow assessment is really important. In this case, we wanted our investors to know what it would cost to get a team up and running, and that they might be in the red for a few years before the franchise started making money. We listed potential venues, um, as well, possible places where the team would be able to play. We put possible rent per game, positives and negatives, in each arena, just highlighting some of the things that were all really important. And for us, and this is not necessarily something every business plan will need, we put a damage control plan in, knowing that it would take a little while for this business to make money, because of the heavy costs that were involved, with player flights and player salaries. I mean, dealing with a professional sports organization here, so expenses that you might not have. You might have, as you go along, some employee costs that your business is going to be incurring. If you're starting on your own, you can just list, your own expenses, your salary, your own business expenses that you expect your business to incur. Here we outlined a couple of the major operating expenses, excluding the arena rent and external marketing, uh, player and coaches' salaries, flight expenses for the players, lodging, and we highlighted all this out. A couple of full-time staff, a general manager, the ticket manager, the marketing director, were three key components, essential employees that we would need to get this business off the ground. So we tallied a staff there. Pie charts and charts, anything that can make your presentation more visible, is going to be really important as well. So we added a pie chart here of the three major expenses that we determined detrimental to get the organization off the ground. We talked about marketing and advertising, how we were going to promote the new business and the team. how we wanted to do that and be different from previous ownership and make it more fan friendly and visible throughout not just the Twin Cities metro area, but to everybody throughout a 5-state area. We talked about a management team. This can be you. This can be you and any of your critical or essential employees. Just a brief description on what that management team is going to look like. Operations plan. This is important as well. This is how you're going to operate your business from day one all the way through your plan to generate revenue and to generate profits for your businesses. Investors and banks will want to look at this operations plan pretty extensively. Here we highlighted as a major source of revenue the tickets into the sporting events. We did single game tickets. We did season tickets, luxury box and suites as major sources of revenue. We talked about using parking and concessions as other forms of revenue, memorabilia, which is both an expense and a form of revenue, but you have to purchase it first and then resell it to make your profits at a reasonable markup. And again, just a pie chart showing our ways to generate revenue. And then at the end, just a summary where you've taken your facts from. Make sure you're citing all your sources and things like that. And then make sure you put your name on it. You want credit for doing all the hard work, so get your name on it. And after this quick break, we'll wrap things up and talk about a few simple marketing tips that you can do to help keep getting your company off the ground. Welcome back, everyone. Just to wrap up what we were talking about before the break, talking about developing a business plan and getting it down on paper to show banks and potential investors of what exactly you want to accomplish, what you want your business to be, revenues and expenses, things like that. Putting it on paper and being able to physically show your potential investors or bank lenders what exactly you're trying to do is a great way to show them you're serious and dedicated about starting your business and that you've got a well thought out plan and you're ready to move on starting your business as soon as your startup capital is obtained. So after you've obtained your funding and your business plan has been developed and you start to get your business going, the next few things to do that is important is to make sure people know you're in business. And there are multiple ways to do that, and we will show you some of those ways in future videos. But just for a basic overview, you want to get yourself a website and get your business online. Even if you're not selling any products on your website, just a nice easy site that describes who you are, where you're located, services or products you provide, things like that. It can be very, very simple, or if you're doing an online business, there are plenty of platforms out there that will allow you to do that e-commerce any way that you want. But that website is very important. The next thing you'll want to do is be visible on social media, business Facebook pages, Instagram, Twitter, things like that, where you can reach a large scale audience very, very easily. You can manage your social media on a multitude of platforms such as TweetDeck or Hootsuite, things like that, where you can set up your social media marketing in advance and it will send out at specific times a day where your audience is most likely to be online looking at social media. Such times are, right away in the morning, 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning over the lunchtime, and then any time after work. So you want to spread your social media blasts out um, in a time sensitive manner to make sure you're reaching your target audience, and make sure you know who your target audience is. If you're promoting a sports product, a sports camp or clinic or something, make sure that's the audience you're looking to reach. There are ways you can do that with hashtags and things like that we won't get into today, but just make sure you're targeting your social media to the audience that you want to be buying your products or services. That's all. That's all really important. So with that said, we're going to wrap this episode of Business 101, starting your business, up for now. I appreciate all you guys viewing. Make sure you give the video a like and subscribe to our Destiny Video Productions channel below. Thanks.